sports fans? This is Robert with WTP Sports Dude here live on this Sunday morning for another edition of Talking Sports Sunday. No chaos for the CFP. The teams that was expected to win, one that were ranked up there in the top 15 or 16. Also, week 13 in the NFL. We here this morning with most of the crew. We got our man T1, who got a great victory yesterday. How you feeling this morning?
Hey, I'm doing great, and I apologize for not being on camera right now. Let me tell you something. I'm so far high up in the clouds, my reception isn't the greatest. I just hope that y'all can actually hear me clear. But hey, I'm feeling great. Hey, and we need to talk to our editor because I'm tired of seeing that intro. And when my part come up, my name and everything is in black. I can't see nothing. I see everybody else clearly, but I can't see nothing. So I don't know if it's a Michigan man behind this or if it's just a accident. You know what I mean? Where they weren't paying no attention. But I see everybody's name clearly. But when I get to that T1, I don't know what's going on. But it's a beautiful day.
For sure. We also got our man Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10 with us this morning. How you feeling, Mossberg? Show the people what you got to do.
Stand up, Moss B. Stand up, baby. Stand up. Look, he acting like he's sad about it too.
I'm showing my love, man. I'm showing my love. I got my Buckeye Nation on, man. I'm honoring my bet, and I won't lie, man. Red is one of my favorite colors. It's crazy because I just got a pair of shoes that actually match the fit. Ohio State, Buckeye Nation. Get your boy Mossberg a Neil package. NIL. I need some merch. If you want me to join OSU fan base, I need merch. But anyways, man, it's good to see all the screens, man. Great win yesterday. OSU, Notre Dame. No chaos that we thought we would see, but man, it's another great Saturday, Sunday to freestyle, and it's just blessed to be here as well.
We also got our man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast. Look like he's doing his rounds in the building this morning. How you feeling, FanDuel Zaya? You probably been there since 4 a.m.
I got here about 8 o'clock, but hey, T1, man, don't be calling the editor out like that, man. We could have had that conversation. Why you ain't been said something, partner?
Because I'm on 100. I'm on 100 right now, so just everything that's on my mind is coming out.
Hey, I'm feeling. I got you, man. I got you, dog. But y'all know what it is, man. We back with another banger. Let's talk about this stuff that happened yesterday.
For sure. We also got our man Post Game of the Post Game 86 podcast, who is rooting hard for his Notre Dame Fighting Irish to stay in contention and make the college football playoffs. How you feeling, Post Game?
Man, I feel great, man. It's good to be on with y'all once more. I'm happy for the Buckeye guys, man. They finally snapped that winning streak Michigan had. So congratulations to y'all.
Thanks. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate it.
Hey, man, we already know the big buzz going around college football outside of the college football playoffs committee's decisions they're going to have to make is Lane Kiffin to LSU, which is a strong possibility. We think that's going to happen today. Should he be allowed to coach Ole Miss in the CFP?
Before we get to that, you always asking all us how we feeling this morning. How you feeling this morning? At WTP for life. How you
Listen, we are 3-0 against all three of our rivals 2 years back to back. The first time since the 69-70 season. Listen, bro, I'm on cloud 9. I might be a little bit higher than the Buckeyes, who just beat up on Michigan yesterday. So you know I got to be high.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
no
indeed.
Doubt, no doubt.
Man, this Lane Kiffin thing, man, I've literally been in this all night. I think that's why I still got bags under my eyes. I was at it at 12. I was at it at 3, 4, checking the latest updates. And I know yesterday I said Ole Miss would send the Brinks truck. But I think LSU has whipped out something so special Kiffin has no choice but to go there, down there, get some of that gumbo, get some of them special, them crab legs, everything that they got in New Orleans, he's getting, and they gonna sit him down at LSU. I think he's building something special, whether he's there or whether he's in Ole Miss. But I think LSU is where he'll be come noon, 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, that's what all the reports say. So, hey, I would let him coach through this playoff run, but the question is, too, do he want to even coach? Like, do he want to start getting his roster ready for next year? You know, hitting the recruiting scene. I don't know. So if he wants to, I would let him though. Like, why? I mean, losing your play caller going into the playoffs is not ideal at all.
Yeah.
He ain't going. I I would say leave. If you plan on leaving, you can get up out my crib right now. That's just how I work. That's just how I get down. So you're not gonna wait to leave, and you already have in your mind that you're leaving. You already got that pretty woman picked out and all of that. You can go. You can go. Get the stepping, man.
Yeah, that's a sticky situation. If it was up to me, I would leave it up to the players on the team. Y'all won't lead. If Lane decides to stay and coach, is that cool with y'all? I would take up a vote for the players on the roster, and if they rock with it, then let it be. But if they don't, then you got to go, man. I mean, I wouldn't. Me personally, if I'm a coach and I make the decision to leave, then I'm gone. Ain't no staying back. That just don't make sense to me. It's time to go.
And I
But
would
that
I wouldn't
that
even
situ
go
that
ahead. My
situ
fault, Pope. Thought you were done.
No, my fault. That situation makes the playoff and the playoff run a little funny looking because um how does that affect Mississippi as far as their performance if they do go ahead and make the playoffs, which they are?
I mean, it's like if I was the coach, I just would have actually kept my mouth shut with all of it until everything was done. And if I felt like I wanted to get in front of things because this portal window it's only y'all got to remember this too. It's only one portal window, right? And what
Yeah.
is that, like January the 4th or something?
Getting
Is it
close.
January?
Yeah.
Yeah.
January 2nd, I believe.
Yeah, January. So you only got that one portal window. So you only got one chance to make this thing pop if you need some help out here. So, and with him leaving, it's like, how much confidence do you have in your team going and winning a national championship? I mean, you're in a position to play for it. So, do you believe in your team? Do you believe in yourself? And if he plans on getting up out of here before any of that takes place, my answer would be that he don't believe.
You make me think about a lot with this one as well. The way when you speak of things of that, because them being in a position, to be in the playoffs, as well as just think if for me, I would say go take the seniors of this football team. If you take the seniors to the side, ask these seniors, how do you guys feel about Kiffin coaching in this college playoff? Because at the end of the day, these seniors came for Kiffin. These seniors that stayed, they've been there for Kiffin. There's players that he picked and they've came through the portal. So, it's a lot of thoughts that you have with that. And then if they do decide for him to play, let's say he decides to coach. Let's say Ole Miss win a couple of games. There you go. Guess what? That portal window is closing in. And then you have Ole Miss, like you said, position to possibly win a college football national championship. You just don't know. So there's so much that goes into it. It's a tough place to be in, man. Like as a coach, if you know what you want to do, go ahead and do what you want to do because you got kids in this situation and it's going to hurt them at the end of the day. That's the thing you got to think about. Like they come to play for you. So I would be hurt, if I come to play for T1 and he go. And I'm looking forward to him, possibly doing something that haven't been done whether it's with the school, with us as seniors, leading up to that next season. So it's so much that goes on with this, but the way it's looking, money talks, and we know the rest of the saying with that.
Hey, Moss, you could also hop in the portal and go with him. So I don't think really people really feel some type of way about him accepting that job. I'm
Yeah, if
telling you.
you think about
Like
it, if you let him,
if he wants you to go to LSU with him, he gonna take you with him.
No, I'm saying as far as in like if you're a senior and you hit the portal to come, you know what I mean, and you feel y'all could really do something because I think this Ole Miss team I think they're really a dangerous team. Like I think they could really win that first game, possibly the second. We just don't know how this playoff would be, but I agree with you as well. Like it's crazy, it's tough position, man.
and that's why I think that post game made a great point. And that's why I like feeding post game because he make points like that, man. He be out here eating. And I just say that I agree with him. It's up to the players. What y'all want to do? And we gonna do it. And I think that's the only way it should be.
You got to feed the post, T1.
Yes, sir. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm gonna kick it down to you, baby.
I'm right there on the baseline for the smallest three ball and Unk up there while he digging in the screen. He ready for that set shot up top of the arc as well. Zay, we already know what you want. You on that time.
I was about to say, T, why I'm going to expect you to kick it back out there to him for three, bro. He just throwing it down there just to make it look good, but he wants you to kick it back to him for three. For sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got hey, where I come from, you gotta look down to the post first, baby.
Hey, I had no problems finishing with 5 to 10 assists either.
Ooh,
I know that's
One
right.
time for the one time.
yes, sir.
I mean, I kind of wonder if college football it's probably never going to happen because this has been happening quite a bit. Are you going to ever get to the point where you allow this thing to be so quiet that a coach can go ahead and do what he got to do, players can go ahead and do what they got to do, and then this all happens at the end of the season, even though the decision has already been made between those two universities? Let it be quiet, man. Why it gotta always be out in the public, man? I wish that they would get to the point where it's not public like that. All the stuff can be done behind the scenes, where it's not out in the open, and these players know. Listen, our coach is going, but he gonna coach us one more time or a couple of more times in this playoff, and we're gonna try to win this thing. And can a coach put somebody in position at LSU who could do the recruiting for him, who can do that legwork for him, while he can still focus on coaching Ole Miss in this college football playoffs? I don't know if stuff is even possible, man, in today's age of social media and the media being what it is. But I wish they could get to a day where that could be the case. I think he should be able to coach his boys, man, and make a run. I don't know how he's gonna juggle all of that because he got some work to do to get some players there at LSU and to hold on to those recruits that they have. Um, I think Texas just got a commitment from the number one wide receiver in the 2027 class out of Louisiana. So I know he's gonna try to get there for that. Um, so it's hard, man, but I think he should be able to coach those guys, man. Do y'all think he gonna pull Chambliss with him? Does Chambliss have any more eligibility left?
I don't know about Chandler's eligibility, but I'm telling you, I keep hearing Sam Levitt. I keep
Oh
hearing
yeah,
Sam
I forgot
Levitt
about
going to
that.
end up wherever he at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It may be.
LSU though, that's crazy that y'all pulled the top receiver out of 27 because man, 90% of their rosters from Louisiana. They don't never lose their recruits. We got a dude from
Yeah,
Louisiana too, and his brother play for LSU.
yeah, yeah. No, they still got time to flip him over there if Lane Kiffin is doing some things because it just depends on how the guy feels. But nowadays, man, with NIL and the portal and all that stuff, kids aren't necessarily going to be devoted to their state anymore, man. They're going to go where they can play and make some bread. Um, yeah, I'm anxious to see who he's going to take from that roster because I know he's going to take some guys with him for sure.
I'm interested to see what the committee gonna do if they feel like he not gonna coach. Cause I don't listen.
Yeah.
I don't know if they should really be in the playoff if he not gonna coach. Honestly,
That's interesting. That's an interesting point. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I find it hard to think he's going to stay and coach. He got so much work to get done and get to. The transfer portal, like T1 said, is coming. I'm sure there's a lot of players he's looking at to kind of build that roster and reshape it, making it his image, recruiting, all that. So I find it hard just now us having this discussion to believe that Lane Kiffin is going to stay at Mississippi for the playoff run. Just too much work to get done.
Yeah. Because remember when he was the offensive coordinator at Alabama when they was in the college football playoffs, and he took that FIU job, I think it was one of them Florida, smaller Florida schools, and he wasn't devoting the kind of attention to Alabama's offensive game plan, man, and that kind of hurt them in that CFP that year. So I think he's gonna have to make a decision like quick, fast, and in a hurry. If they were 10-2 instead of 11-1, then maybe the committee might say, oh, you know what, he ain't gonna be coaching them. We'll put these dudes out of here. But I don't think they're gonna do it in this case with them being 11-1. How tough has the teams 11 through 17 made it for the CFP committee? 11 BYU, 12 Miami, 13 Utah, 14 Vandy, 15 Michigan, and 16 Texas, and 17 USC. Only team that lost out of that group was Michigan to the number one team in the country. Do you think any of those teams made it really, really tough for the committee?
I think they made it very tough. I think it's just a lot of chaos. So many variables you can look at for a playoff. Even with an ACC championship winner, you just don't know. If Duke wins, like we was talking heavy yesterday, Zay, I appreciate your points and being up so late. This Duke team win, I just don't know what to do with the ACC when it comes to this playoff. And the conference hasn't really, you know, they went from a national champion, prediction with Clemson to not even conference championship in Clemson. So, it's just so much to think about with that ACC. Are they really worth being in the college football playoff? So I think they definitely made it hard with these teams. That's just my thought. It's definitely some chaos.
it's only two teams that I feel like the committee need to take a real serious look at, and that's Miami and Texas. All them other teams, get them out of here. It's over for them. Uh, Texas got 3 wins against top 25 teams. They lost on the road to Ohio State. They lost to Florida, and y'all lost to who the third lost?
Georgia.
Georgia. So I mean, like two of them losses is like probably anybody in the country would have lost them games. You know what I'm saying? So the other loss, yeah, that's a bad loss. But if you gonna think about Vandy at all, then you definitely gotta shoot that down because they got a head to head with Vandy. So I don't know. Them the only two teams I think you gotta take a look at. But as of right now, I don't think you really gonna see no movement.
Yeah. I think this group of five thing is ridiculous, bro. Um, I think the only way they should be guaranteed a spot is if they have a top 10 team, and they don't have a top 10 team. That their conference winner, one of their conference winner, is going to get in over teams that we just saw, like Texas, like a Miami, Vandy, those type of teams. So I don't think they should be guaranteed a spot unless they have a top 10 team in the rankings. If they don't have a top 10 team in the rankings, man, you got to move to the side and let one of those big conferences get another bid.
Like that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like how Ty mentioned the other day that he, man, the group of five, you should have your own playoff. You know what I'm saying? Don't even come over here messing with the power four because you already know you're gonna get beat down anyway. And I think there's several teams that can possibly make this college football playoffs that are not going to be viable opponents, man. And as good as Oklahoma's defense is, I really don't think they're going to have a good showing in the college football playoffs. Have they earned the right to be ranked in the top 10? Maybe so. Maybe so. But the way they looked yesterday and the fact that we know their offense is kind of weak, how are they going to compete with anybody, especially if they end up in that eighth spot and they got to play number 9, Notre Dame? How are they going to fare in that game? Or against anybody else who got some offense, who can wear down their defense and then also stop their offense from getting any points on the board. But out of those teams that I just mentioned, 11 through 17, I agree with FanDuel saying Miami and Texas might be the only ones that have a case to make it into the college football players. But it's going to be very difficult for Texas for sure. Miami might have a chance to squeak in there, though.
How many losses Miami got?
To
Two.
Two.
the SMU and to Louisville.
Yeah, I just can't put them over a 3-loss Big Ten or Big 12 team. I mean Big Ten or SEC team. I just can't. Just like I couldn't even put in a group of whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. It sounds crazy.
What's your thoughts, Mossberg?
Which one? This one? No, I spoke on it. I don't know really. Like, I like Miami, but I don't like Miami. Them two losses is losses that if you put them in this playoff, I just don't think they have enough, and they've been Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and Zay mentioned it, crystal balling. I just think that Miami would be the team that we look at like, man, they really got in this playoff. We seen that last year with a couple teams, and I think we got to eliminate that. I don't want to watch a college football playoff with a team I don't feel is going to compete with teams that we know going to come out, put their helmet on. They going to be ready to play. I just don't think this Miami team is one of them teams that'll be ready to play in this college football playoff. No disrespect. I like what I've seen, but it's too up and down for me. I'd rather Texas. I'd rather even Michigan over USC even getting in here. Like, some of these teams, I just don't think they'll put on a great showing. Utah, I don't feel they would be. Vandy, not. Texas, USC, Michigan. BYU got to show me. Texas Tech look more so prominent out of any team in a Big 12 to be in the playoff by themselves. So it's chaos, but then again, teams can speak and get in this college football playoff out of this 11 through 17.
And let me
Hey,
clear something up real quick. I know I talked a lot about saying that I would put a Michigan over, a 2-loss ACC or Big 12 teams. That's over with. Them boys are bums. Them boys is bums. I hope they can get us a bold victory, but the boys are bums, man. I wouldn't put them up against OU right now. Bums.
hey, I just want to mention something too. When we talk about these two losses Miami got, there's two teams with worse losses that's in this equation. So we got to slow down with the Louisville stuff a little bit because losing to Florida State for Bama was a bad loss. I don't care when it happened in the season. It was a bad loss. And Texas losing to Florida was a bad loss. I don't care what point it happened in the season. So, I mean, it's just what the committee going to value. You know what I mean? Like, when they looking at these resumes, what do you value as a committee? Because every committee has been different up until this point.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. That's a bad loss by Texas for sure to Florida, and of course the Alabama loss to Florida State is a bad loss at this point. The way they finished their season, I I just think the committee might have made a mistake by keeping BYU and Utah so high up in there to where how can you justify not putting BYU in possibly, even though they're going to probably get dumped by Texas Tech. If you think they're one of the best teams after getting beat down by Texas Tech and you got them at 11, how do you keep them out unless, you know, they're the first team out because Virginia and the group of five screw gets in there at 11 and 12. But I just think they did themselves a disservice by keeping those teams there. Vandy lost head to head to Texas, so they probably should have been switching positions, in my opinion, only because of that head to head. And it doesn't look as bad if Texas is at 14 and Vandy's at 15 or 16, just right behind the team that they lost to. But that's the same case for Oklahoma. Oklahoma got beat by Texas as well pretty easily, 23-6, where they scored no offensive touchdowns for the second year in a row. How you doing, Griffey Griff?
I'm good, bro. How you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Hi, everybody.
What up, Griff?
What up?
Good,
What
all
up?
good.
Man, chilling, bro. Chilling. What's good?
We know you only got a short while. What's your thoughts on Lane Kiffin going to LSU, and should he be allowed to coach in Ole Miss and the CFP?
That question for me.
Yeah, that's for you.
So it's official. He going to LSU.
It ain't official, but it looked like the writing's on the wall.
If Lane Kiffin go to LSU, they they that gives them instant credibility again, and he will have them back in the playoff race in no time. Far as him coaching Ole Miss in the CFP, I think he should still be able to coach them because it's his team.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. We also talked about how tough as teams 11 through 17 made it for the college football playoff committee. 11 BYU, 12 Miami, 13 Utah, 14 Vandy, and 16 Texas and 17 USC all won this past weekend. Only team that didn't win was 15 Michigan, who lost to Ohio State. How difficult have those teams made it on the committee to possibly put them in one of those top 10 slots, because we think the ACC champion is going to get 11 and the group of 5 team is going to get position number 12.
Is that question for me also?
That's for you.
uh, I like Vandy getting in out of the teams from 11 to 17. Vandy took care of business yesterday, right?
They sure did.
Yeah, well, I like Vandy getting in out of all those teams. Texas has a case. You gotta look at it. Texas has beaten 3 top 15 teams. They lost to the number one team in the nation, Ohio State, by a touchdown in the horseshoe. So Texas has a real strong case to put themselves in the top 12. I don't know if they make it, but they have a real good case. And also, the other team I like out of there is probably Miami having a chance. They also on the bubble. Them not making. Are they going to go into the ACC championship?
No.
Well, it's gonna be difficult for them to make it, but they're right there on the outside looking in, I think. But I like Vandy as a lock.
Yeah. Let
Vandy's a
me ask
lock.
you all, who are your top 10 teams for the CFP right now? We all can agree that Ohio State is probably one, right?
Yes.
Indiana is probably two.
Yes.
Georgia is probably three.
Yes. I got Georgia as 3.
Can we put Texas Tech at 4, or do we want to put Ole Miss or Oregon at 4?
Texas Tech is deserving of 4. I mean, like you said last week, man, this Texas Tech team is hot.
Yeah, I like Tech too.
Yeah, I think so. I got Tech as 4.
So where do we put Texas A&M, Oregon, and Ole Miss? Are they coming in at 5, 6, 7, and 8?
Home
Yeah,
game.
absolutely.
Texas
Yep,
A&M.
home game.
What you got post game? How you got this one? I got A&M 5. I got Oregon 6, and I got Ole Miss 8. I got Notre Dame at 7.
No, I meant to say 5, 6, and 7. I'm sorry. 5, 6, and 7.
Uh, I
I got
kind of like Oregon, fellas. I, I I like this Oregon team, man. They only lost was the IU. Um, I'm not. I don't think. I think Texas Tech has handled business. I don't want to discredit them, even though we feel what we feel about the Big 12. I like that Texas Tech team. I Texas A&M only lost to Texas, which is a rivalry game on the road. Yeah, I kind of like how you shake it down. Although I don't have
Let
a
me get some of that
problem
wine,
with you
man.
moving Oregon up. I don't
Let me
have
get
a
some of that
problem
wine.
with you moving Oregon up, but I like how you broke it down,
Wine.
Moss.
I'm gonna put since you said that, I'm gonna put Oregon Big Ten flavor for the homies, T1 and Zay. And I'm gonna let T1 get his knowledge in on this. I'm gonna put Oregon 5. I'm gonna put A&M to 6. And that's just everybody felt that game was A&M's to win. Nobody really gave Texas a chance in this game if you really think about it. So I'm gonna put Oregon as 5. I'm gonna put A&M as 6 because they still got more to prove for your boy Mossberg.
Oh,
Hey,
A&M?
the committee had the committee had Texas Tech spot ahead of Oregon last week, or yeah, last week. So you would think that they're probably going to keep them there, but I just don't see how you take a team from the Big
Yes,
12
man.
and a team from the Big 10 with the
I'm giving you another
exact
hug.
same record and say that they should be above that Big 10 team. I don't agree with that, but if that's how the committee thought last week, I would think that they're going to keep Texas Tech ahead of Oregon.
I lost a few pounds.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I like what Moss said. I
Yeah,
like Oregon at 5, A&M at 6, and I'm saying Notre Dame above
Got a
Ole
six
Miss
pack.
at 7.
yeah, man.
Like I think Ole Miss
Nah,
had the weakest
lying.
SEC schedule out
Mm.
of all them teams.
They kind of got a powder puff into things happening in a certain way. I feel what you're saying on that, Zay. Like I just think we all know what it is with Notre Dame, the independence and all that. But if you really think about it, Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon, out of all three of them Big Ten teams, that's one loss. That's crazy. That's crazy work, as they say. That's diabolical. So the Big Ten is literally proving whatever the proof need to be. These three teams, you might as well consider the Big Ten right now from your boy Mossberg. They kind of upper echelon. They literally gaining over this SEC with the way we looking and breaking it down. This Big Ten is really putting the argument heavy. And man, uh, man, this is something. I really just looked at that. This is one loss with three teams in the Big Ten, and that's top 5. That's crazy.
Hey,
Yeah, I
hey,
can't
listen,
argue that.
listen to this Ole Miss schedule real quick. They played Kentucky. They won by a touchdown. They beat Arkansas by 6 points. They blew Tulane out. They beat LSU by 5 points. They beat Washington State by 3 points. They lost to Georgia. They beat Oklahoma by 8 points, which was a good win. They played South Carolina and they played Florida. Then they played Mississippi State. That is the worst
Oh, that is.
SEC schedule of all the SEC schools by far. They got
That
one
is.
good win on their thing. I don't really know how good they are.
I, I I'm kind of tired of hearing the scheduling stuff. I mean, your schedule is what it is. Whoever you got to play on Saturday or if it's a Friday, go play, go win. I don't care who it is as long as it's a Power Four team. Because any given Saturday, you can be beat. You can be beat by Kentucky. You can be beat by Rutgers. You can be beat by Iowa. I mean, and it has happened. I'm quite sure some of those teams have they upset somebody this year, or where they wasn't favored to win. So I'm done with all of the scheduling stuff. The schedules are going to be what they're going to be. Y'all know most of these schedules are done, especially the non-conference, is done years in advance. I mean, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, sometimes even 10 years in advance. And maybe when they were made, Washington was that hot deal. But by the time Washington come around to play us, they didn't fell off the map. So I don't like the strength of schedule no more. I don't like saying, hey, well, they play Ole Miss and Alabama and Georgia and Florida. Like, who cares? Did they win or did they lose?
I mean, you could not like it, but it's not impressive at all. So, I mean, that's the
No, I
fact.
get it. I understand. I understand. Just as last year they were saying that Indiana's schedule wasn't impressive. And it kind of showed to be true. They left after the first. No, did they win one game?
No, they lost to Notre
Yeah,
Dame.
they got knocked out in the first round. So that proved to be true. But
Oh,
hey, it is what it is. Handle your business during the regular season, and see if you get a chance to go play for a natty, and go from there. It is what it is.
And you like with Zay breaking down that schedule, no disrespect to what Ole Miss has produced this season and their winnings and going out there on the field and playing. But I think the way Ty went in this Iron Bowl and played on the road for his first time, I think a little more respect needs to be given to Alabama and the fact that Ty beat
The
them.
way Ty went, you talking about that Alabama quarterback?
Yeah, man. I
You
think the
thought he
way
balled out yesterday?
the way he played in that rival, like that game was in a position to where it could have went Auburn's way. The way that boy can let that ball go, I've been watching a lot of these freshman quarterbacks, Underwood, Juju Baines, Julian Sayin, as well as Ty Simpson, a couple others. But the way these three QBs, the leadership, these are young 18, 19-year-olds, the way they command that leadership in these rivalry games, that's something that I looked at a lot yesterday. That was a big
Hey,
part in
bro, this dude was 19 for 35, 122 yards.
Go look
You
at the
said he
touchdown. Go
balled
look at
out.
the touch.
What
No,
in the
listen.
world? Yeah, he
Breaking the
had 3
game down.
touchdowns. I'm cool. He averaged 3 yards of completion.
Go look at the touchdowns passes that go look at the game. Go look at the rewatch and the highlights and watch the
No,
plays.
bro. You
As a
say he balled
freshman
out. You
in
say he
a
balled out.
listen to what I'm saying, man. The way I call ball out, you're a freshman. You go to the Iron Bowl. You not just going to win a game. You putting Alabama in position of being a playoff. Alabama haven't, what the talk has been from the jump. Yeah, the Florida State game isn't a big win, isn't a big it don't look good on the resume, but what I'm saying, I'm looking at it as in he went there, he performed the completions that he made when it counted, the pass that he got, the touchdown pass. If you go look at that touchdown pass, I'm still trying to figure out how he got it through there. He got it through a couple of defenders. It's just a lot that I look at when it comes to the poise in certain points of the game. That's what I liked about it. Julian saying we seen Heisman on the first deep ball. We seen Heisman on the second deep ball. That kid got to be respected a little more.
Yeah, and that's just what threw me off, Moss. You said he balled out, and
I
that just
look
threw
at
me
it
all the way
differently.
off. And there's only and look, I went and looked at it. I went and
Yeah,
looked at it, y'all.
my ball
It's
out
only
is
it's
different.
only one quarterback that balled out yesterday. It's only
He
one. I went
he
and looked at
didn't
everybody's
he didn't
stats.
ball out. He had a hell of a game. He had a hell of a game. Hell of a game and balling out is two different things for me.
Well,
Yeah,
He ain't afraid.
let me ask y'all this, because we know that we heard the committee say losing your conference championship game shouldn't hurt you, right? But with Alabama having that bad loss, with losing to Georgia for the SEC championship game, would that knock Alabama out the playoffs?
No way.
Nah, nah, I think
no,
both of them is
because there's
blocked.
only gonna be that third loss, and the third loss in
In the
a
championship
conference
game, ain't gonna
championship
knock you
game. So
out.
y'all know how I feel about a 3-loss SEC or Big Ten team. I think highly of them.
But that third loss coming in the championship game shouldn't deny them from getting in the playoff.
It
Yeah,
No,
shouldn't,
no
but
way.
it won't put
Not
it
them in
one
the
bit.
shouldn't.
top
It
four.
shouldn't.
If they win, they're in the top. If they win, they're in the top 4.
Who, Alabama?
Yeah,
But
I
if
don't
they
think so.
lose, but just rock with me for a second. If they lose with so many teams on their trail, I believe Alabama is at 10th, right?
They at 10.
Yeah, they're 10.
If they lose and they lose unimpressively, does any of those teams we were talking about have a chance to jump them? See, man, this is what makes the rankings so interesting because do they sit idle if they get blew out by Georgia?
And they're
That's a
really
great
in the last spot to get in. They're really in the last spot because you're going to have an ACC champ if it's Virginia at number 11 and the group of 12 team at 12. So you got to be in the top 10 to make it in this mug. And they're right on the edge. If they lose this game, do you keep them in? That's going to be tough for the committee.
I think if they lose, because if we think about the first game when they won in September, they only won by a field goal. They scored no points in the second half. Georgia could have won that game, but they didn't. If Alabama losing this championship, Alabama out. You know how they are about Alabama. They didn't want to. They don't want to see them in. For some reason, I still think the verdict is out. They don't want to see Alabama in the college playoff in some sort. But I think if they lose, they out. It's just too much chaos.
Who would you put in over them?
Oh shit.
Who are you putting in over them?
So the thing is, he said if they get blown out, I think now the committee got to take a look at BYU and how they perform in the Big 12 championship. You got to take a look at Miami and you got to take a look at Texas. You have to, especially if they get blown out. And Vandy.
They not gonna get blown out. They just
I
just
mean,
for television broadcasting.
know that.
They ain't gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be a great game.
I mean, we don't know that because they played real well in that first half yesterday, but they played terrible in the second half. We
And
don't know that.
remember, Bama came to Georgia and got the dub. Georgia might have revenge on their mind.
Hey y'all, that's why watching this football yesterday, man. When I tell y'all, I feel so good about our chances. When I look out there and I just look and I say, who can beat us? To have that feeling, to really, really look at the college football landscape, look at all of these powerhouses, look at them get these dubs, look at them preparing for a conference championship. And I just look at my Buckeyes and I just say, man, it is great. It is a great day to be a Buckeye, man. The dynasty is on the way, y'all. It's on the way.
Yeah.
It's loading.
Who can beat us, y'all? Y'all give me who got the best chance to beat us. Y'all, let me throw a question out there real quick. Who got the best chance to beat Ohio State?
In my mind, it's only Georgia is the only team that I think has a chance to even make it even close. It's Georgia. And their back end isn't that good. So I don't know what they're gonna scheme up to get pressure on Julian Sain. But I think the fact that they can run the ball really well and they won't abandon the run, they might have the best chance of giving Ohio State a game. Outside of Georgia, and I will see what Indiana looks like next week. Those two teams will be the only two teams that I would even get. Well, I got to say Notre Dame too because they got a running game too.
We stopped running game. We stopped running game.
No, you don't. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. No, you don't.
You might slip up. You might slip up and break on us and get a long one to help with that out.
If you got a team that can really run the football, Ohio State struggles against team who can go tempo and can run the football. They will struggle a little bit.
When that happened, we got 7 straight. Listen here, 7 straight.
Texas, and we've seen it a little bit against Michigan yesterday. If they had something else pass-wise with Michigan, they could have made that game a little bit better because they were able to run the football effectively in the first half against you.
No, they both running backs broke off 2 long runs. If you take those long runs out of which you can't, but they just broke 2 long ones, which made it look like they got some yards. But you take those long runs out, they only got a yard or 2. That's it.
Well, I mean, they had over 100 yards rushing before halftime, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and Caleb Downs came up there and snapped Marshall, got him up out of there, and you got to play the game. We hit hard on defense, man. You got to get past that front 4. to get to that. You got to get past that front four to have a good running game for 4 quarters, dog.
Look,
That
man.
front seven
Look,
should
let
I
me.
be
think
six,
we,
should
I
I say?
think we blow all them teams out except for Notre Dame because Notre Dame is the only team that looks balanced.
Look,
You gotta be balanced against us. If you're not balanced, you have no chance.
I
let
agree.
me let me let me say this. I would be feeling great if I'm T1 and Zay, about my team. I have no issues with that. That y'all show and prove every week. So, but if you asking me what team has the best chance, that's only one answer, Rob. That's the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Do I favor? I think Ohio State creams all these teams. Do I favor Ohio State in the matchup? Absolutely. But if you telling me styles make fights, Marcus Freeman, watching y'all stand back on the field, watching y'all celebrate, and then going to work on his roster to try to compete with an Ohio State. I'm gonna say Notre Dame. Y'all favored against everybody, but I think if anybody got a chance, it's the Fighting Irish.
I'm gonna
I
I'm
say
think it's
agreeing with that
Indiana.
too. So it
I'm going
might
with
be
Indiana.
Indiana.
I
Man,
like
y'all
I'm
gonna
gonna
Indiana.
make
blow them. We about to
I
blow
like
them.
Indiana. We
y'all
about to
finna
see if
make
y'all blow them out. They basically got a home game. The Big Ten championship is in Indianapolis, huh?
We
Hey,
own that
did you
building. What
see
are
what
you
we
talking
did?
We
about?
Did
go
you see what
see.
we
We
did in
go
the
see
big house
Saturday.
yesterday? Hey, Griff. Hey, Griff. Hey, Griff. Did you see what we
What's
did in
up?
the big house yesterday? There are no away games for us. We really go and take things over. Man, you had the OHIO chant going around the big house. You saw Scarlet everywhere. You gonna see the same thing. Bless you, bless you, bro.
Thank
You
you.
gonna see the same thing in Indianapolis, and with that crimson red. It's gonna look like Scarlet everywhere. It's gonna be a home game for us.
I know it's going. Ohio State gonna be in the building, but Indiana is a tough team. They're playing in their home state. They gonna be a tough out. They gonna be a tough outcome Saturday. That's gonna be
You
a good
about to
game. I
wake them
think.
up.
I think this. I think this could be a national championship preview.
That would be great.
This could be a
I
national
would
champ
love
because I
that.
think this are the two best teams in the nation,
I would
hands
say.
Well,
down. Ohio State, Indiana, two
well,
best
one
teams in the
thing
I'm
for
nation to
saying
me.
sure is we absolutely know this is a college football playoff game. That's the only conference that has a college football playoff game in that championship game because we don't know what's going to happen with Bama if they do lose, and we don't know what's going to happen to BYU if they lose.
I say.
y'all. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was just gonna say. I think Oregon and Notre Dame.
Work is stalled right now.
I know I said this Indiana team is pretty good. I think I was talking in the text, but I mean they made me a believer. But I after seeing Ohio State yesterday in Michigan, that
if
number
you
8.
don't have if
What
you
is it?
don't have
Arvell Reese number 8.
Yeah.
hey look, he
Oh,
only had 3 tackles yesterday. That
nah,
just
man,
shows how
don't keep it
complete
light,
this
man.
team is.
That boy different out there on that
I
field.
know, but listen here though. He
I don't
is
think
different.
Indiana's been
Listen
able
here. He only had 3 tackles yesterday in a dominant performance by these Ohio State Buckeyes Silver Bullets. He only had 3 tackles. Our
They
next guy,
was
our highest tackler only had 6 tackles.
they was
Why?
allowed 3 tackles. They
This
was
I know.
allowed 3.
Hey, when
Look,
he got
look,
that in that defensive
that's
stance,
all
he was
Dallas had.
outside.
All
Yeah,
Dallas had was 3 tackles.
yeah.
But when you get a unit playing like this Buckeye defensive unit is playing, and then switch over to the offensive side of the ball. If you don't have a dominant front 4 or front 7 that's going to put pressure on saying you better have one of the best secondaries that college football has ever seen, or you are going to get torched by Tate and Smith. There's no question about nothing about what's going down and what's going to happen with Julian back there spinning that ball. There's no question to what's going to happen. And it's looking like from here on out, we're going to have beautiful weather everywhere that we play, whether we indoors or outdoors. So we're going to be able to show that speed. When you're seeing Jeremiah and Tate with 10, 15 yards of separation from defenders on them deep balls, man, you got to be great to bang with us, man. Man, it's a beautiful day to be a Buckeye, man. It's a beautiful time to be a Buckeye, y'all. Man, y'all know how this feels, man. It just feels amazing.
Hey, let
So
me
who
ask
you
y'all
got?
this though:
Go ahead.
what team as it is currently looking do y'all think is most likely to lose a playoff game on their home field?
If Oklahoma gets the 8th spot, they're losing because they probably gonna play Notre Dame at 9. I
Hey
hope they
y'all, so
flip flop.
let's do
I
this
hope
with
they
that.
flip flop them.
What was you about to say before post game?
Uh, um, man, I forgot.
Hey, but and it might have been me. So I said, let's do this with that. So, like, if we go off, I believe this is what they had. No, this ain't even what they had. This isn't up to date. This got Alabama at number 4. Let me just go to the rankings then. So let's just go off of what they had for last week. And if we feel like we need to plug and play somebody in there, see who won. Because last week they had number 5 at Oregon, so that means Oregon would have been playing. Who does number 5 play?
Probably gonna be North Texas or Tulane.
Yeah, so it won't be Oregon. Then
Tulane, baby.
next you had Ole Miss
Ole
with
Miss is gonna play the either Virginia or whoever get that 11th spot, which is looking like Virginia right now.
yep.
No, Ole
We
Miss,
roll with Ole Miss.
they got Ole Miss projected to play Bama right now, 7
Okay,
and
so
10.
yeah, if you got the right now projections rewind back then to that number 5 matchup.
Yeah,
It
they
was
will have
Texas Tech
Texas.
was 5.
They will have Texas A&M and North Texas. This is just the projections from CBS Sports I'm looking at. I don't know. Everybody gonna have something different. What what
Right,
what did
but
we
that's it.
what did we say? Who did we say will be at 5?
Oregon.
We said Oregon.
Oregon. Or
Oregon.
let's just for general purposes, let's say Texas A&M gets slotted there because they're not playing in the SEC championship. We probably don't think they're going to put them in the top 4. Agree? Let's just agree.
Yeah, they're not losing the home game if they're 5 or 6 or whatever. They're not losing. So let's go to the next
Yeah,
one.
so
And
that
right now,
Texas
it don't look
A,
like any of the home team's gonna lose.
yeah, I mean that's a good matchup too. 2 Texas schools that'll bring in viewership. We
Who
got
was
to think
that?
about that too.
Who was that 2 teams, eh?
Texas A&M, North Texas.
Texas A&M. They're not gonna
North
beat that.
Texas ain't gonna beat Tulane. Tulane gonna get that.
I mean, we just projecting. I mean,
I know, I
that's
know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Yeah, I
they
know.
got one loss. They gonna probably open up as the favorite from Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely.
And then they will have Oregon, Virginia, 6-11.
Yeah, Oregon not losing to Virginia and Oregon. Yeah, so
Ole Miss, Bama, Oklahoma, Notre Dame. Oklahoma be at home with the AC.
I gotta get me a new
Oklahoma and
iPad.
that's the only one that got a chance of losing that home game. Oklahoma.
Ole Miss will have a chance to losing to Bama as
Who
well,
you
but
said Oklahoma will be playing?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, if Ole Miss and Bama play Ole Miss at home, huh, that'd be good. That'd be it. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I will take 2 of them schools. The other 2 games probably be blowouts in my opinion. Oregon probably blow out Virginia, Texas A&M for sure gonna blow out whoever the 5 seed is should blow out the 12 seed.
Yeah.
We just gonna keep because none of them group of 5 teams is like that this year.
That's why I say that's the best spot. You almost automatically you just as good as number 1 through 4 of getting to that second round. You're going to the second round playing that whatever that group of 4 or 5 team that's coming in.
But y'all know we still dealing with this ACC problem. Because if Duke win that game, it's the top 5 highest conference champion, ranked highest conference champion. So that
Automatic.
could easily turn into 2 group of 5 schools.
What was the
Easily.
over? My bad, Zay. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
No, I was about to say, what was the over and under in that Texas A&M game? I'm telling you, man. I just think this Oregon. We got to think. Oregon was without their top receiver. They just put a whooping on, man. Like I think this Oregon team is a legit team to watch in this playoff. If they get this 5 seed, I think they the team to get this 5 seed this year. I think y'all waltz through Indiana in this Big Ten title. I think y'all stand tall with this number 1 seed. I think with Oregon winning the Big Ten last year, knowing this is Indiana's championship game type in this Big Ten title, I think in order for y'all to double back and run it back, y'all got to beat Oregon, who beat y'all in the Big Ten who won the Big Ten championship last year, to where y'all solidify, yeah, we are the champs in this Big Ten. Y'all not just gonna come in like Penn State did back then and think y'all gonna waltz through. I think that's just y'all showing y'all's foot being that, that's just my thoughts. So that's why another reason I feel like this Oregon team should definitely be number 5. Yeah, Ole Miss definitely gonna drop. SEC Sean's comments coming in.
Where's Ole Miss right now?
They're 7. They're behind Oregon, right? Yeah. They're 7. In the last poll, they were 7 behind behind Oregon at 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I don't see a whole lot changing right there, except for A&M probably moving a little bit further back because of their loss to Texas. But how far back are they going to fall? It's a rivalry game on the road. Oregon lost to Indiana at home. Texas A&M lost to Texas on the road. I don't think that they should fall behind Oregon when Oregon got beat on their home field where A&M got beat on somebody else's field.
I agree with that.
So I think that they should still stay ahead of Oregon. And they should probably fall to number 5, and Oregon should stay right there at number 6, in my opinion.
That sounds about right. I like that. I like that order. Because Texas A&M did lose a game on the road against Texas, and like you said, Oregon lost at home against Indiana. So that home loss to Indiana, Texas A&M road loss to Texas trumps that to get them that 5 spot, I think also. So I agree with you.
Yeah. The other thing I wish could happen is Notre Dame could move. Somebody might need to move. Testing. All right, there we go. I think Notre Dame should move ahead of Oklahoma. I wish that Oklahoma would not have beaten Alabama because that's really messing up some things in terms of these rankings. But they shouldn't have never put Oklahoma ahead of Notre Dame. They're not a better team than Notre Dame. And I think that showed yesterday. Oklahoma at home against a not good LSU team who they barely won. It took 2 freaking mishaps in the secondary for Oklahoma to win that game, man. And I think they really should not be ahead of Notre Dame. They should not get a home game.
I've been saying Notre Dame deserve a home game from jump for real. They've been playing with Notre Dame for real.
Yeah.
I think they find a way to put Notre Dame in.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think they find a way to get a home game.
They should.
So are y'all on the fence about the SEC getting 5 teams right now?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm definitely on the fence about the SEC getting 5 teams in there, bro. I don't think they should get 5 teams in there. I don't.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they should get 5 teams. I think I'm even on the fence about Alabama, man, because I don't think that they're going to have a good showing in the college football playoff. I don't think they got a run game. Their defense is okay. They really only got that passing game. And if you're able to drop guys in the coverage, man, maybe you can nullify Alabama too. Oklahoma, we already know, has very little offense, a dynamic defense, with very little offense. And if they get put on that field too long, then you can run on them and you can beat them as well. And we saw that
I did a little
yesterday
bit
with
because I
LSU
had
almost beating them. And
smoke
they
some,
had
and then I
very little
also took a
offense,
little bit.
LSU. So I think both of those teams are teams that are in the SEC that they're going to be in the college football playoffs, but I don't think they're going to have good showings.
I think once again, off of just coming off of last year, I think that the Big Ten is the top conference in college football. And I just feel like nobody should have more teams in this playoffs than us. Coming from the top conference, if you give us the same respect that the SEC has been getting for the past, several years, I mean, for us to not have four teams in there and for it to just be an easy four-team in for the SEC is once again, and I feel like disrespectful to our conference and the work that we put on the field in these past 3 years.
Well, I hear you, T-Ron, but not only deserve three things, bro. Outside of Oregon, Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State,
Might not
nobody
be
else.
that easy. If they want to be in a relationship,
Mute his mic.
I say
she
USC,
is.
USC be able to get in. But they potential loss. Why? Because they play in the toughest conference in college football.
Man, you know what's gonna be beautiful though? I don't think the SEC gonna be in the title game for the third year in a row.
It's very possible.
Sean said, "Who the top four in the Big Ten?" T1.
And so they're putting USC right there.
I was looking at who would be that team after the Big Ten. I think USC has a case, man. Like they playing strong. When in doubt, if you want to put a fourth team in, I think USC is the team. I think offensively they bring the fireworks. Defensively, I think they have better defensive a better defensive team than we've seen out of some of these teams vowing to get into the playoff. But I think if this USC team get in, they could be a dangerous team. I felt that way for a few weeks. They had that loss against Notre Dame. I know they had that loss against Oregon, but this USC team is a good team. You can't count them out if you put them in a playoff. I think they'll be out there and they'll play some great football.
I'm sorry, man. I disagree, man. I don't think Michigan or USC can compete with. I don't think they can beat Alabama, and I don't think they can beat Oklahoma because they're going to be too physical for USC, and they might be a little bit too skilled for Michigan. So I think their three teams that they got right now is the best of their crop with Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State. I don't think they have a fourth team, in my opinion.
Sounds about right coming from somebody from the SEC.
You
No,
think?
but the same dude who's saying in the SEC that Alabama and Oklahoma is not going to have good showings. I would rather have Texas in there other than them two because at least
Well,
you know
at least they get the show. At least they get the show.
Yeah, they do. They do. They do.
So
They do.
so. Is Oklahoma's secondary better than USC's receivers coming at them?
The fact that they got a pass rush is going to help that secondary, and the fact
USC.
that USC ain't going to be able to stop Oklahoma's dormant run game. They got a halfway decent run game now, ending the season. I don't see USC as being that good of a team, man. I don't. They got too many holes.
Oklahoma has a championship defense with no offense.
Yeah, they do. That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's the crazy thing, man. It's like I'm watching when we had our injury at Florida State, Francois, and when they punished us. When we had a great defense, I think that's something that I'm looking at with this Oklahoma team. I don't know if they looking at Mateer like a second string QB or what, but it's crazy that I still like Mateer and what he brings to them, having them where they at. But now I'm looking at it, they offense really haven't been able to do much, which is crazy to me. But SEC Sean's comment, I think they better than Vandy. I don't. Michigan is a tough team. Like it's like you got to see them play before you actually answer that question against a Vandy. We seen they lost to Oklahoma, so that's just a tough question for me. But I like USC better than Vandy and Oklahoma. Just my personal opinion. If they go head to head,
Hey Sean, I think Michigan will beat Ole Miss and Vandy. The other teams,
They're not beating no miss, bro.
I'm telling
They're
you,
not beating no miss.
they will beat both of those teams. Styles make fights, like post game say. Styles make fights.
What style does Michigan have,
Hey,
though?
And
I can't
run,
wait
especially if
because
they had the running
Michigan.
game.
It's a very good chance Michigan and USC can draw either one of them teams in the bowl game. And you like to say bowl games don't matter,
They don't.
but it still matter over here. It matters.
They need to stop. They need to stop with paying these players. You should not have an option to sit out of the. You should not have the option to sit out of a bowl game. You pay. It's like professional sports now. You paid to play. Even if you hurt, you're paid to play. You got to go out there and play hurt now.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Anything else y'all want to talk about college football so we can go ahead and wrap up on the NFL?
Yeah, yeah. Um, man, as I was saying earlier, I went and looked at the stats of all of the Heisman runners, the top five. They were not good yesterday. They were not good yesterday. Saying did what Saying has been doing all year long. We may have our first chance since Tim Tebow. We may have an opportunity for someone to do what only a Buckeye has done, and that's win a Heisman 2 times, back to back. Saying is playing better than any quarterback in college football, and he has been doing it from game one. He hasn't had any bad games. His completion percentage is off the charts. What he just did in the cold, in the snow, for that Cali boy to go out there and to perform the way that he did in those elements up in Ann Arbor yesterday, I think that sealed his Heisman Trophy. The only thing that can take it away from him is a bad outing in Indianapolis, which I don't see happening. I don't see happening. I mean, he hasn't thrown for less than 70% all year long. We're healthy and we're getting ready for these college football playoffs. And I just love how his team supports him. And I love how Ryan Day didn't get down on him yesterday after throwing that interception early in the game. And I love the way this young man bounced back. I think that he got the first letter printed on that Heisman Trophy. I think that first letter is a J. And I think that baby coming back home again. What do y'all think? Anybody in the race or stayed ahead of my guy? Did y'all get a chance to look at any of the stats or anything? Because I even looked at Indiana's quarterback stats and Alabama's quarterback stats. They were poor, even though
Well,
Alabama had the 3 touchdowns.
I think you make a good point on saying he has played the best out of all the quarterbacks throughout the year. But this year's Heisman race is going to be really interesting because I don't think nobody has completely separated themselves. Uh, Jeremiah Love had a big chance to make some noise last night, but he got hurt, so that kind of derailed his Heisman campaign. But he should still get an invite. But if if I think the voters will go for saying because it's is nobody's having eye popping numbers, and if you're gonna go with the best numbers, then it's sayings. So I mean, good point.
I just hope everybody keep their ballots. Um, and hot and ready until this Big Ten championship get played out. Because I feel like it's between those two quarterbacks, and whoever can play better in that game and whoever can have a better showing should win that Heisman. I feel like, but a lot of these dudes they fill out their ballots before the conference championship games are final. Which they shouldn't do that. They should let those games play out. But that's a big problem with when it comes to Heisman voting.
Hey,
You
well,
know,
that quarterback from Indiana had a horrible game yesterday. That wise, a horrible game yesterday, and he just came off of a horrible game that he got to pull it out 2 weeks ago. But even he has too many blemishes on his record this year.
Yeah,
And I think one thing I do disagree with post game, although he gave great point, but I feel like saying separated himself this week because, like as I said, he's had no bad games, and if they are putting them ballots in early, and their last impression is what just happened in week 12 or week 13, um, boy, Sane did his thing.
no, I agree with you on that. I didn't I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, okay, no doubt.
But Mendoza, I don't think Mendoza has. I don't like Mendoza at all for Heisman.
Yeah,
He
I
gonna
did.
have to throw like 6 touchdown passes against y'all, and I don't see that happening.
I think I think I think we're gonna see a record day in this Heisman seat. I think we're gonna see two on the offensive side, one on the defensive side. Mark my words. You're gonna see a Buckeye win this year. You're gonna see a Buckeye win next year, and it might not be Julian this year. It might be Smitty from Old Block Folk, followed by Julian next year. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm throwing predictions out there, but it's possible you see two, maybe three Buckeyes in New York for this ceremony this year.
Dang,
Hey,
that was great.
hey,
That was
post
great,
game.
Moss.
Hey, post game. I don't like Mendoza being a Heisman finalist either, but I have to also give out where credit is due. We are seeing something generational. We have never seen an undefeated or even close to undefeated Indiana team, and he is the leader of that football team. So we gotta understand that aspect of it too. We've never seen this from Indiana football.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, that's a great point, and I don't disagree. But Heisman, when we talk about the Heisman, they going for numbers. They need eye. But look at the past winners. The past winners have had eye catching numbers. Mendoza doesn't have eye catching numbers. Is his team successful? Yes. Will he be at the ceremony? Yes. But the only way I think Mendoza has a real chance to win the Heisman Trophy is if he goes to Indianapolis or wherever the Big Ten championship game is and cars up Ohio State. And I just don't see that happening.
Hey, and Moss, that was a good point. That was a good point right there that you brought up.
I just
Because
think
if
not.
if if you really look at things too, and let's play this hypothetical. Let's take Smitty, let's take Jeremiah Smith off of this Buckeye team. Now listen here, we're leaving Tate out there. And we
Right.
just gonna plug Ennis in over there, and then we're gonna plug Rogers or one of them boys in that other third wide receiving spot. Is saying the same quarterback. And are you getting the same results from this Ohio State team? And unfortunately, the way Saying spins the ball, I say yes. And then if I flip it and I say, okay, we take Saying off of this team and we throw King Holtz in there, or we even do a hypothetical and say we got a Will Howard type quarterback in there. Is this team the same? And guess what? As much as they want to talk about the talent that's around Saying, you take this kid off of the field, you got a completely different team. So
Yeah, the
it's
offense
Saying hands
wouldn't
down.
be the
As much as
same.
I would like to give it to Jeremiah, it's Saying hands down. But Jeremiah is a big factor of him being great. But Jeremiah doesn't help Sane complete 78% of his passes for a whole season.
We've been watching football. You can, Unc can even, I think, answer this question with me. T1, I've been watching Buckeye football my whole life. Been watching football since ye high to a grasshopper. And seeing a quarterback perform like this at Ohio State is crazy when you say the way he's performing. And this kid is not even, he's not even 19.
No, he is not. He just turned 20.
That's not easy to do.
His birthday was yesterday. Who you talking about, Jeremiah?
Nah, saying happy birthday.
Oh yeah, he's the same age as Underwood.
So it's like it's not easy to do. I don't really think a lot of people, that's not from here realize how big this kid is playing. I really looked into it, man. After yesterday, I'm putting a lot more respect on his name, man, because it's not easy to fill shoes, and this is cleats that he's popping off in and doing his thing, man. The way he threw the ball in the one game, it was just like he was shooting a jump shot. It's like he's out there and we're not talking about the preparation. And I said about a month or two ago, we're going to look back at Arch Manning, Julian Sane, and we're going to look at Underwood. You're talking about three quarterbacks, a class ahead of each other in however order you put it. That's how it was. And this kid he's looking like the one. Ladies and gentlemen, Julian Sane is giving you him. That's all I'm gonna say.
I got even another one too. Could you imagine if he wasn't a big Buckeye fan and when he left Alabama, he went up to Ann Arbor. Like I could see that dude being special wherever in the world he's at. And I'm so glad that Nick Saban left because we are really, really watching a special young man. This kid is special.
I think Julian Sane has a really good chance to win this Heisman Trophy. But I'm telling you right now, the committee is going, whoever votes, they're going to start looking at Diego Pavia and what he's been doing as the only dude for this Vanderbilt team, bro. His stats is nice. He's really all they got. All they got. And this dude is putting up some serious numbers, especially the last 5 or 6 weeks. I think Diego Pavia has a chance to sneak in and steal it for the fact that that Sam might split a couple of votes like SEC Sean said with Jeremiah Smith, and Pavia might sneak in there and get it, man. And you think that there's some SEC bias out there, this might be a situation where some SEC bias might come in because Diego Pavia is the only player they really got on that team, and they're 10-2. And they put it on
Whose seat is he going to take? No.
You said what?
Whose seat is he going to take? Who are you going to replace?
Oh, he either going to replace Mendoza or Ty Smith, or he might get invited as the 5th player. He's going to be there at the Heisman Trophy ceremony, bro. Trust me. Diego Pavia is going to be there because he's playing lights out right now.
So that means you're saying either Ty, Love, or Jeremiah Smith, one of them three ain't going to be there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they might end up taking some votes away from some of those players is what I'm saying. So I'm telling you, Diego Pavia has a fighting chance to mess around and creep up in there. The way he's been playing these last couple of games, he's been the most dynamic quarterback in college football. I ain't taking nothing away.
Yeah, but his team has 2 losses, and he's the head of that. So
listen, bro. They got 2 losses, but listen at the schedule they done play and the way he's done played. Without the weapons that y'all got, he got a case, bro. I'm not saying he's gonna win it. I'm not. What I'm saying is, watch out if he sneak up in there and possibly win this freaking Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, so they say, they put Sampson out.
Ain't he like 30 years old?
He's old as Methuselah, but that don't mean nothing because he's still in college football.
No sense, man.
Hey, one more, and I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have a Michigan guy on here, but it's okay, it's understandable. Um, I need to know what Michigan has on the NCAA. I need answers. They have something, y'all. I've never did y'all see the player uh like almost headbutt the referee and all he got was a 15-yard penalty?
He
Could you
headbutted.
imagine if any of your players went to go like they were went to headbutt a referee and they get to stay in the game? He most likely won't be playing in a bowl game. I see a suspension coming if it hasn't already.
Man, I appreciate the refs not kicking him out. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie. I didn't want him to get kicked out because I thought it was a lot of emotion in the game, and I understand that that should never happen. You should automatically probably get ejected with any physical contact with the ref. But at the same time, it's like, man, let all the players be out there, man, so we can get a fair fade. I want a fair fade always. So I don't want nobody missing from action because then it's gonna be a little less sweeter.
yeah, but something like that means one, this player doesn't have them all. Let me tell y'all something. As talented as that kid is, as talented as that young man is, and I think he's talented. As talented as that young man is, that's going to help. That's going to hurt him moving forward when he gets ready to go to the NFL. They're going to look at that, and that's a character problem. That's a character issue, and it's a really, really major red flag. This kid, you might as well call it a headbutt. You headbutt a referee. That's just like if you just balled your fist up and went towards a referee like you was going to hit him, like we try to get a person to flinch back in our Windsor Terrace elementary days. And you trying to tell me that's not enough for a young man to get removed from a game? I don't care how big this game is. You don't disrespect it, and you don't disrespect the referees. And they allowed that to happen. I'm just saying I need answers because I just don't see that happening no other times. And I guess that's why they say 99.9 instead of a whole 100, because you got that one chance to, where somebody may get away with just something so stupid.
Donnell, if I was that ref, I couldn't have kept my cool. I probably would have fought the dude.
The
Man,
referee had
oh,
every right to throw him out. He made that choice not to throw him out. Now I think you should have thrown him out because you got to teach him that lesson. That listen, this is unacceptable. You got to be out of this game. That young man needs to go right to the press like ASAP and apologize for his behavior, man. Because like Ty said, the NFL was gonna look at that. They ain't trying to deal with no guys that get just on head case, bro. I don't care how talented you are now. Some head cases can get in there and get second chances, but I don't think he's the caliber player that he gonna get no second chance with the NFL. He need to go apologize, and they should have thrown him out that game, man, for that headbutt. Because he made
hey,
contact with that referee.
hey, that ref should have been like the one ref. He should have been mad like the one ref. Did y'all see the game where the one ref was so mad that really I didn't even think it was a pass interference call. He called a pass interference on us, and he kept reaching for his flag, but he couldn't get it. Did anybody? He did. He reached for it twice and couldn't get it, and he was like mad, like where my flag at? I'm throwing it, like dog.
Yeah,
Anybody remember that one right there?
yeah, I
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
remember.
on the uncatchable ball,
A
and it
very
wasn't even a pass
uncatchable ball,
interference.
very uncatchable, and it was like he was mad, like no, boy, uh. That was like one of the funniest things ever. And another funny thing too, because we can't get off the potty without spitting some stuff that happened yesterday. Brutus Xing out the M in a big house.
Oh,
That was beautiful.
That
And
was
the
funny.
way we didn't plant a flag, the way that we went and chilled up on a brick wall, if that wasn't the prettiest scene ever, if that ain't give you goosebumps, even with you not being an Ohio State fan, we just took over they field. That was way better than planting a flag. That
Did
was
you
absolutely beautiful.
did you get a chance to see like any of the commercials? Because I was scrolling on my Facebook and I was watching a game and I had missed a commercial. My aunt and my brother, like my mom's best friend is like an aunt to me, and her son was at the game. They literally was watching Brutus do that, man. I seen her come across the screen when they sent it to me. I was just in awe, man. She was bundled up. She had her little Buckeye face mask with the hoodie. I'm sitting there like, man, they felt something special in there, man. It was part of history. So it was just good to see things like that. Not even being a fan, but that was special. I know the Buckeye Nation enjoyed it, man. That's just, that lets you know, man. I don't think they was ready for what came through because if you're a Michigan fan or in the big house, you just don't let things like that happen. And Brutus did it without no action and got up out of there with a big dub. So I was special.
Yeah, you seen that's the greatest rivalry, man. Hey, but I know we need to get to the NFL. I do want to give a round of applause to Ryan Day. T1 talked about him not giving up on saying, but I thought the real change and the real difference in that game was it was 2nd and 5. They got a holding call, and instead of moving them back, he was like, "Nah, we send it to 3rd down. We got to stop." They punted. Next possession, Jeremiah Smith hit a double move. That's a way to show ultra confidence in your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good point too.
Hey, and Zay, man, why was our wide receivers was they was cooking out there. They had the Michigan defenders so confused, man. It was beautiful. I can't wait to get some more college football big wins up under our belt. And this is my last thing on college football. Going forward into the playoffs as a Buckeye fan, I want all new blood. I don't want to play anybody that we played in the playoffs last year. I want to be able to add some more to this list of dominance over all of college football. I want the new bloods. I want Bama and Georgia. I need them up under the belt for these past 2 years of just what's just moving forward. I just want all new blood. And like I said, once again, y'all, it's an amazing time to be a Buckeye. It feels amazing.
No, T1. You should want Notre Dame because we think they are a top 4 team. You should want Georgia because the dynasty mantle is being passed. And then you want the next best team. You want it to be the hardest possible. And I'm gonna say Indiana.
Well, we get Indiana this week.
I want them again because I still think they're the second best team in the country, maybe 3rd.
Yeah, I would love for them to they whatever they do, they gotta keep us on opposite sides of the bracket. And they know that. I don't mind if they throw Oregon on our side, but y'all cannot have Indiana on the same side of the if they do that, they got the BS in the game.
The Buckeyes be going wild, man.
Yeah,
Hey, if Indiana loses in the natty game, where do they drop down to? 3 or 4 or
3,
farther?
because you want them on opposite sides, right? They got to go to 3.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all lose in that game, where do y'all go?
Well, bruh. Unfortunately, we ain't even got to worry about that, man. I promise you.
You know I gotta hit y'all with it, man. Just
We was, and to be perfectly honest, we wasn't even worried, but we was more worried about Michigan. But there was, like I said, there was absolutely no way that team could score enough points on the defense. And that's just how I feel about every team in college football.
Donnell want to know are they going undefeated?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's already started. We already hit the last hurdle.
16-game winning streak, about to be a 21-game winning streak.
I was about to say that playoff included. Zay talking. I already know Zay said we going to the playoff and everything. Donnell, are you talking about just the season or the playoff included? Mr. Bucknut himself, and we appreciate you tuning
They
in.
talking about it all because we already undefeated.
It'll be 20.
What it do, Irv?
I don't think the powers that be is going to allow Ohio State to win back to back.
They're not gonna be able. Hey, bro, they're not gonna be able to control it this year.
What if Texas get
Why
in this
not?
playoff and y'all get in a position to where y'all got to play the Longhorns again?
Bro,
Oh, we beat
nobody
them.
worried about the
We
long.
beat them. We beat them. We beat them easily.
Hey, look, y'all see that smile on his face? He know he lying.
I think it would be a really good game.
It would. It would, but you know, after like I said, I watched a lot of football this year, and like unfortunately, I watched a nice little bit of Arch Manning this year, and I'm not afraid of him, not one bit.
Man, we are going to torch anybody that gets in our way. The only teams that could give us a solid game is Notre Dame. I'm telling you, we about to torch Indiana. I watch it. we about to beat them by 2+ touchdowns.
Mm.
Yeah, we indoors, man. That's all I got to say. We inside. We in the building.
Is there anything to talk about the NFL outside of Shador Sanders today?
Nope.
Nope.
Let's get the
Nope.
score. Let's go, man.
Yeah, let's talk Shador. That's the only thing I'm keyed. I know my Buccaneers is sliding so bad and so fast. We're gonna lose to the
So,
Cardinals today.
so
God
how
damn
about
it.
we do this? How about we do this? Everybody go ahead and go talk about their teams and what's going on. It's a lot of good football going on still. And then we can hop on Shador last.
Well, my Titans are tanking without tanking. How about that?
Your Titans are what, bro?
They're tanking without tanking.
Right. I like that. And I agree with you. They did that off the rip.
Man.
How
Well,
good is your quarterback though, Rob? How good is your quarterback? Like when you talk about your franchise moving forward and you know having that franchise quarterback, how good is he?
I think he has the ability to be a really good quarterback in this league, man. He just got to get the weapons around him and the right system. Um, once NFL teams get to see you a couple of times with what you got out there on the field, eventually they're going to go ahead and scheme and do some things against you that keep you from being successful. But I think he has the ability, the work ethic, and all that. He's going to be all right. We got to put the pieces around him and have a good enough running game that we can keep some teams honest. We just don't have no weapons, man. We don't have no weapons for him.
None. Zero. Zip.
Yeah.
I mean, how's the
Not a
defense? How's your defense?
Well, the defense is kind of porous as well. We got, I mean, Devondre Sweat and Simmons in the middle is good, but outside of that, we need some help everywhere else. We didn't
So,
pay
so
this
it's
all
not a
this
quarterback
money
issue.
to play corner, and he can't cover nobody. He getting killed, and we didn't pay him all this money. Yeah, but I gotta get out of here, y'all. Y'all go ahead and finish it up, man. I got to go.
All right, we got you.
Yeah.
Post game, what's your thoughts on the Indianapolis Colts?
huge game today. They got the Houston Texans. We know the Houston Texans defense has been balling out of control, like somebody trapping in the '90s. Daniel Jones is playing with an injury that scares me a little bit. But outside of that, defense been playing better. We got to continue to feed Jonathan Taylor if we want to get the victory. Um, Houston's quarterback should play today. CJ Stroud should be back today. So and he does have receivers to throw to. So we'll see what happens. I think this game will probably be for that division.
Um,
Where is it? Where they playing at? Post.
they playing at home today.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
That's gonna be a banger.
anything for you, Zay? Because I mean I know your boys are still right up.
He
Inside.
already said. He said they sliding down a pole full of razor blade.
Yep. I mean, we still winning the division right now, but we on a 4-game losing streak. Baker ain't playing today. He out with a left shoulder injury. Man, that defense looked terrible. McCollum, he be getting torched out there. He should have accepted that. He should have took that contract that we offer him, but he was trying to play himself into some more money. He lost all that money off the table. I don't know where the hell Benjamin Morrison been at. It's like they don't even want to he's not on the injury report. Like, put this guy on the field. Man, these dudes, I don't know, man. We ain't got no pass rush. Defense just look bad, bro. We got the dude from Tennessee, or no, what from the Jets, or wherever he came from. He's trash. He washed up. I don't know, man. They got to figure that defense out. That stuff looks horrible. We gave up 90 points in 2 games.
I feel you. Just a quick thing. I know me and T1 really got the same team, and then we'll get to your Browns as well when Shador talk. I think, looking at the Bengals schedule, I don't know what you think, T1. You know how I feel about the Bengals. I think we do good this back end. I think we could win them all. The toughest game, I think, would be coming up against Buffalo. Buffalo been a team that's kind of iffy. We go on the road against Buffalo. We got Baltimore at home. We go on the road against Miami. Then we got the Cardinals and Browns at home. I think we could finish out the season at 9-8 and vie for a playoff spot. I just think we got to close the season out on a great note. Defense been playing very well. If the defense continue to play better and close out the season on a better note than what we started in the second half of the season, I think we can make some things happen. And you never know, man. Teams can lose some games. And I think the division is still within grasp, being 3-1 right now within that division.
Hey, is somebody getting into these playoffs with an 8-9 record?
Good question.
Because it's actually a lot of good football being played out here, and the playing field is leveling out tremendously with teams like Kansas City and Buffalo, just looking like almost everybody else out here.
Then you got the bad news.
And Green Bay and the Lions. Like the Lions only lost 2 games last year, correct? I believe.
Yep.
And I don't know how many L's they have this year, but I know they're not doing as good as they did last year either.
Yep.
Can the Lions 7-5?
Yep. Can the 8-9 team make the playoffs? I believe so. If you look at teams like the Bengals, who just got Joe Burrow back, you look at teams like Baltimore, who I doubt it, but if Lamar Jackson is able to get his stuff together, I wouldn't put them out. You look at teams like Kansas City. Buffalo isn't as good this year. Can they make the playoffs as a wild card? Because New England is running away with that division. So, an 8-9 team making the playoffs is it could happen.
And here's the
We
thing,
could definitely get somebody from the NFC South in my division because we all look trash out there.
Yeah, I think y'all's division record. Y'all probably had the worst record last year of any division.
Yeah, our division been bad the last few years.
And remember, I said about that Carolina team in that offseason they had, I think where the Carolina Panthers at, I think they looking to try to steal the division from your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that young group, Bryce Young, the way he's been putting in his work this season, I just think they need to, put a little more respect on that team. We know they're young, but they put a lot into their offseason to be in the position they are in right now. And I think you're going to see the Panthers putting in every week to try to get into this division, not just win it, but get into the playoffs as well in that NFC.
Well, 2 of our last 3 games is against the Panthers, so we'll see about it.
Oh, that could be good for y'all, and that could help y'all. And
or it could hurt us.
Here's the thing too. Now, are teams like Kansas City and Detroit and Buffalo, and even you could say Baltimore, who they were on a winning streak, are they really playing that bad, or is the competition just that much more even now?
I like your point. You got to look at this Baltimore team that they actually have. I think since they've added since they added Derrick Henry, They really haven't added many pieces, but this group has been together for a few years. The thing we've seen with Lamar Jackson is some injuries here and there, which is something that we've seen over the years. I think they're a little older, but I think teams is just that good. I think players is coming out, they want to play. You see a lot of movement within the coaching carousel in the NFL as well. You got a lot of players want to go out and they want to play. They don't just want to get paid. So I think that's something we're seeing as well.
Yeah, you seeing good parity across the league this year. But there's one team in the NFC I want people to kind of take a strong look at, and that's the Rams, man. I think the Rams are the favorite now, with Philadelphia kind of spiraling down. Uh, I think the team to look at in the NFC is the Rams, man. With those receivers, you got Puka Nakua, you got Devontae Adams, and Stafford is playing great ball right now. They can run the ball with Kyron Williams and the kid from Michigan, and that defense has improved tremendously. So take a look at them Rams, man.
Real
Yeah,
quick.
I like them. They looking good, just like that Denver team. That Denver team isn't looking bad at all, man. We have a lot of teams who did not do well last year who are really, really turning on and turning up this year.
Speaking, when you spoke on Philly, they just came off of a big loss to the Bears, who got a big win first in the NFC North. Any thoughts on Caleb Williams and this Chicago Bears team, who gave my Bengals fits a couple weeks ago? But are the Bears back in the NFC, getting into this playoff and kind of turning the tide that we've seen in the past with Chicago? Are they a team with Caleb Williams? I think that with Johnson being there, the new turnaround, the new identity in that Bears locker room. What's your thoughts on the Chicago Bears team?
Man, I'm gonna get so far in front of this thing, man. I apologize for going
You
too
good?
far. But next year, neither Chicago nor Carolina will have this much success. Um, Seen quite a few of these games that Chicago has won to where it was they could have easily lost those games too, and good for them and good for that franchise that they're picking up some victories. But when I look at them, I'm really not seeing it. I am seeing Caleb make some plays, but I continue to see him make some bad plays. But I don't think they have turned that corner. They're looking better record wise this year, but I don't think that they've turned that corner. They are going to have a quick exit. They're going to have a very quick exit in the playoffs, I believe, and likewise will Carolina. But I think it's a seasonal thing. They're having a good season this year. I don't think it's gonna continue.
I totally agree. Um, I think Chicago could, like he said, they could have lost those close games they won. I think the defense is playing a little bit better than what we expected. They were getting torched earlier in the season, but they seem to have settled down and played a little bit better ball. I do like the improvements I've seen from Caleb Williams. He's still making some mistakes, but that I do believe Chicago has the right coach for that franchise moving forward. I don't see, if Chicago does end up winning the division, I think they'll be one and done in the playoffs.
The NFC is tough. I feel you. And then last but not least, we don't got too much time left before this 2 hour mark hit. We appreciate everyone tuning in today. But last but not least, man, we seen the young man we talk about. T1, this is your guy. I wish you had that jersey on and you could be on screen with your decked out.
Yeah, it's coming.
Shador Sanders, ladies and gentlemen. What is, man, we perfect time starting the week. Came in, got a win. I said last week, man, he's gonna change the tide of everything that you see and talk about in Cleveland football. The QB. I think he's special. I think his time. It couldn't get any better than it has been. I think he comes out this week and lead them in a victory. His first home start. I believe this will be his first home start. I think he gets the 49ers. and a
Yeah.
great performance just coming out, and the defense knows what they have to do when it comes to Shador, man. But man, all praises to him and his family. Man, give us your thoughts, man. This is just we could go all
Yeah.
day about this.
Yeah, let me cook on that first, and then T1, this your team. You can put the icing on the cake.
Yes, sir.
Uh, listen, man, I he's finally getting a chance to practice with the first team. He's getting those reps in. With Jerry Judy and what's the other receiver name? I forget the other receiver name, but with Fannin and Njoku, he's finally gonna have a chance to build his rapport with those receivers. We know they can run the ball with Junkins, and we know that defense is hellacious. I think Shador Sanders is gonna prove all the haters wrong today. I think he's gonna have a great game, and I think Cleveland's gonna pull the upset and beat San Francisco. Um, Man, listen, blessings to the Sanders family, man. They such a good representation of our community and what family looks like. And, you know, God don't make mistakes, and if you have God, then what is there to fear? And that's what this young man has been brought up in. And I believe he's gonna get the job done today, and he gonna prove the haters wrong. And we're gonna be looking back, laughing at all the franchise that passed on this kid, not even once, maybe two or three times through the draft.
All right.
He was a fifth round pick,
Yeah.
and I thought he was the best quarterback. If y'all go back and look at the streams, I was arguing for this kid to go first, and if not first, definitely in the top 10. So I believe Shador Sanders is going to prove the haters wrong, and the NFL made a big mistake, but God don't make mistakes.
Nope. Not one bit.
Post game. That's why I like. That's why I ain't never got no problem with you going ahead of me. I ain't never got no problem passing you that rock, man.
It be
Because
hard, man.
you be eating, man.
You
You
got
be
to be
eating,
ready
man.
after post, man, because he be dropping it on.
Both be spitting, man. You be spitting big facts, man. And it's like just the best thing of it all is just how they really publicly humiliated this young man. And you know, God always has the final say so, and He lets the world know that, and He lets the world know that that's where his confidence comes from. And just week after week after week after week of hearing your head coach not even want to say your name, or just have his whole tone and everything changes when he does have to speak on you. And this young man only had 1 week of practice, man, and not even a full week. We're talking like 4 days of preparation. And we're talking about a young man who uh, the staff said who wasn't ready, who wasn't prepared. And then, so you're saying he wasn't prepared. We didn't prepare him. And just off of 4 days of practicing, he was able to go out there and get your team a victory. And he didn't even get a game ball. I understand that Myles Garrett had an amazing game, but how do you not give this man a game ball? I'm quite sure he went and got one for himself to put into his trophy case. I'm quite sure he'll have that ball because that's his first start. But to not receive one from your head coach, I'm looking forward to the day where, and first of all, we got to pray that Shador goes out there and continues the ball and goes out there today and beats a really, really good San Francisco 49er team. And if he's able to do this, I'm going to start looking forward to the day when he's able to go up to that front office and say, guess what, y'all? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all can go ahead and get Buddy on up out of here. Y'all can go ahead and get him up out of here. If y'all want y'all's franchise quarterback, it won't be with that guy leading it. So I'm looking forward to that day, man. I'm looking forward to this game. And Cleveland has something to be excited about right now, and I'm extremely excited. I don't get many trifectas, but the Bengals got that victory for me on Thursday. Then my Buckeyes got that big victory yesterday. So I need Cleveland to bring it home for me again, man. I really, when I get trifectas, and like I said, I don't get them often, with how bad the Browns have been, they are usually the ones to stop my trifectas. But man, if I could get that today, whew, you talking about somebody happy and ready to wake up and go to work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday so I can get to Saturday. I'm going to be excited.
Well, this is how it's going to be for you this week, T1. You're going to get that trifecta. I'm going to put it in there like Shador been on
Put
his
it in the air.
beef, since day one. From like post game said, man, it's in his family. It's instilled in him. And, from when we was talking about draft talks, we've always felt the way about this kid, man, Shador. Like, he should have been taken with the New York Giants. But like you said, it's always in the divine power to come in when it's his time. And nobody's timing is better than God's timing, because he put you in the places and in the position to do what you do best. And it's his time to shine. And we've been waiting on this. So your trifecta is coming through. And it's going to start you off on a great week, waking up, and I'm going to be able to see my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday post review, and see you Saturday morning on stream, the whole nine this week. So, it's just the way things set off. And I'm kind of feeling it in my soul talking about this, man. Just looking forward to the work night I got ahead of myself and the rest of this week as well. So, man, anything outside of, man, we just hitting on every little bit of things, man. We got so much coming up as well. City League TV, we gonna be in the building. We got a lot of high school basketball coming for you on the
That's
men's side as well as the women's side, which is the boys and girls. We respectively call them young men, young women doing their thing, student athletes, as well. Some interviews coming. Got a big interview coming this week that I'm setting up with Amari Mallory from Northland High School. Working on a few other things as well. And you know how we do, man. We just gonna come to y'all day by day through this week, giving you banger after banger. And we have not forgotten about no basketball season. We putting something special together for y'all on that. And that's gonna be coming too with the NBA and college basketball talks. Anything else anybody got to say?
it, man. Another banger in the books, man.
You already know how we do, T1, man. You can go ahead and I'm gonna just tell you, man, make sure you follow everything at the bottom. WTP for Life, Level Up Sports 10, Parlay Poet Blitzberg Podcast, Post Game 86, City League TV, FanDuel Zay. He's not only on here on YouTube, he's on Facebook as well. We got SEC John as well. You can see me on Facebook, JoJo Moss. We do so much. We got a Facebook group. If you check us out, WTP Sports Dudes, Level Up Sports 10, all of our names is on there. We just keep things coming. Make sure you jump on that page, post whatever you want. We're not just talking about sports, man. If you need any prayers, drop it in there. We'll definitely, send some prayers out to anyone that need them. And most of all, we appreciate everyone always tuning in to us. When we dropping something, when you hear that notification and it clicks off, we appreciate you jumping in the comments as well. And T1, man, hit us with that famous outro.
You already know the drill, man. We was in the building. Now we out. Peace.
Enjoy.
Enjoy
Peace.
y'all,
Much
fellas,
love.
man.
Much
Enjoy y'all
love. Much
Saturday.
love.
Enjoy y'all Sunday, man.
Yes, sir.
Much love, fellas.
Peace.
Very cool.